Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. I am so excited for today's video. I have the Zongii markers that were recently found on Amazon and we're going to test these babies out. These appear to be the most budget-friendly alcohol marker I have seen since I began my adult coloring journey. These work out in price cheaper than any alcohol marker that I've personally seen. So let's take a look at these and we will see how it goes. We're going to start with the 45-piece set. It arrived in this bag here, and it came with this little paper. It just says unleash your creativity and craft your masterpiece with thesis markers pens. Not sure what that's supposed to mean on that part, but yes, it came just with this. And then there is I don't smell any kind of foul odors or anything from the bag. I have gotten markers before that there was a little bit of an odor. There is a few loose strings on the bag, but it seems to be well sewed, so everything is intact there. The zipper works well. It seems very strong, so the zipper's good. And you have your handle here, and when you open them up, you have your 45 markers that are in the bag. Okay, and let's pull a marker out, and this is Cobalt Blue 71. We'll have a look at it. It says Zongii on the side. It has the little gray mark that tells you this is the bullet nib. Let's listen for a snap. Ooh, this is tough. Did you hear the snap? That's good. So yes. Yes, 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 yes. I love that snap. The snap means that air's not going to get in there. Your marker's going to last longer. And then this is your chisel nib. And there we go. And that, you hear the snap, that's important. Yeah, those snaps are important. Okay, so this is 71 Cobalt Blue. It is a squared barrel. It has the Zongii written on it. There is no color, name, or anything on the actual marker barrel. It is on both of the ends. So basically, you would just need to be careful if you were to have both ends off working with the marker with more than one marker at a time to make sure, you know, that you don't mix those up. So that would be the only issue I would see there. And I'm going to dump these babies out, and we are going to swatch them out and see what we think. I just think it would be easier, you know, for me if I just dump these out. So you guys are just going to have to give me just a second to get them in some kind of an order. I wanted to do this, you know, on camera with you guys from start to finish. So we shall see what we have here. Let me get through these. That's actually okay. And it looks like we could swatch these out in some order. The numbers seem to put them in a decent color order. Not the best. I like to see things a little better than that, but we will roll with what we get. I'm going to pause this. I'm going to straighten these out, and I'll be right back. That way you guys don't have to sit through the whole, you know, just getting them in an order. Be right back. Okay, I have these laid out. I've got them laid out in their number order. Just looking at the caps, it doesn't look like this would be the order that I would do them normally if I were to do my own swatches, but we'll just base it off the numbers for now. I'll give you guys a quick look at these, the way I have them laid out here, just to swatch. Okay, and I'm going to zoom in so we can see what we're working with. Don't want to make you guys dizzy or anything, but want to be able to see the ink. Because, I mean, guys, I am really excited about this. Do you realize just how budget-friendly these markers really are? This pack of 45 right now on Amazon is $8.19. That is 18 cents a marker. I have never seen an alcohol marker this inexpensive. When I have found like Sharpies on clearance, I've been able to get them for about 25 cents a marker. And that was for the Sharpies. So to have the dual-ended alcohol markers at 18 cents, I'm super excited. There's only 45 in the set, but I think this would be a perfect opportunity for anyone who wants to try alcohol markers to try that very inexpensively. So let's get started. Let's see what happens. And I'm definitely going to have links down in the description below to exactly where you can find these markers on Amazon in case you're interested in buying these for yourself. And this is 2, and this is Old Red. Okay, and as I get these swatched, I'll just put them like back into their case. We'll see if we have any dead markers. Hopefully we will not. And remember, we have 2 cases to try out. We have the 45 count and the 48-piece count. So, and I generally use the bullet tips. That's the ones that I want to see the most. I am popping this open and looking at the chisels to make sure that there is plenty of ink on them, even though I'm not swatching that end. But I definitely want to make sure that there's no issues with that. Okay, I like this Old Red because normally Old Red is more of a brown in the sets that I have. So I actually kind of like that one. This is Rose Red. Okay, take a look at this. My hands are a little shaky this morning, so just kind of color that out. These are nice and juicy, so that's good. Okay, and then I don't know why it goes like this. See, this is the kind of one of the odd, well, maybe it's not too odd. Vivid Pink, and I'm just doing this based off their barrel numbers. So if I were to do this, you know, on my own, I would probably choose a different order. Okay, there's Vivid Pink, and back in the bag she goes. I'm so excited. This is 11 Carmine. Chisel looks good. It's a very pretty color. Okay, and this is 14 I'm going to write it in there instead of down here. Vermilion. Okay. Can you guys see these colors okay, or do I need to zoom in a little more? Because we can always zoom back out to get a better look at all of them. I just want to make sure I don't get so close that it gets blurry. And this is 22. Okay, I'm just going to move around, see how blurry we get. Okay, maybe that'll work. French Vermilion. Okay. Pop open that. That looks good. I always get nervous when I try out markers, you know, like for the first time, because I'm so afraid of dead on arrivals. And especially since I've started, you know, opening things and swatching them out with you guys first, there's always that fear. And then I have to remind myself that that's the whole purpose of the video, is to test these things and see how they work. And that if we get dead on arrivals, it's not a reflection on me. It's a reflection on the, you know, the company or the brand. So I have to remind myself of that. And this is just orange. Okay. Now I have to move the paper a little. 25 salmon pink. Good pop. I do like the salmon pink. It's not quite as pinky as some that I've seen, and I think this would do wonderful as a skin tone. Some of the salmon pinks that I look at, they don't impress me as a skin tone, but I think this would do pretty well. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, and this is 32 deep yellow. Check the chisel. Excuse me. Definitely want to make sure I'm checking these chisels, because sometimes when they put the tips in, the nibs in, they don't get down into the little saturated cotton well enough, and that's what causes a dead end. So here we go. Excuse me, I need to take a sip of my drink. You go ahead and open up a hard candy too. I'm so sorry. I wasn't very well prepared here, was I? I am so sorry. Okay, and this is 34 yellow. Pretty, pretty. I love markers. I love markers that snap like this. Oh. That was interesting. There. It wasn't in quite well here, so when I pulled, it opened up this part of the marker, but I pushed it, I put this cap on and I pushed it down super tight and it popped back in. So let's definitely take a close look at this one and make sure that everything's going to work well. And it does. So there was not a problem there, even though I thought there was going to be a problem there. But there's not. So good, 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 good. Okay. I like the way these feel in my hands. These remind me a little of the Cali Arts. So this is 37 pastel yellow. Chisel looks good. Okay. Okay. Then we have 41 olive green. And remember, I would have definitely done mine a little different than this, so I don't think this is where olive green would have fit in my opinion. And this is not It's not a good olive green, in my opinion. You guys tell me what you think. This is definitely not... Yeah, I'm not saying it's a bad marker. I'm saying this is not what I typically see as an olive green. Excuse me. And that's why we don't pay as much attention as to the names of the markers on these, because between the different brands, they are so different. You know, you'll have an olive green in all your sets, maybe, but several of them may be different. And we find that a lot in our budget-friendly markers. So, you know, I just don't pay attention to the color names anymore. I rely on my swatches to show me what colors I'm going to be looking at. That's why I like to have so many different brands myself, because they all kind of mix together to make huge sets of markers. I do like that canary yellow, though. It's pretty. Okay, and 43 is deep olive green. Let's see what this baby might look like. Okay. But, you know, the interesting thing is I just realized, like on that olive green, let's see if I can pull this back out. It's a good match for its lid color. Do you see that? It's a very good match. That's a good match. I was just noticing this. That's actually really cool. 23 orange. That's a good match. And you don't find that a lot. You know, a lot of times they are very bad matches. Old red. Yeah, not 100% on the money, but I mean, it's close. So I actually find that pretty impressive when the cap colors come close to the actual color of the ink. Oh, this is a pretty green. I do like this green. And again, it looks like it's very close to its cap color. See? Interesting. Okay. I feel like I'm going to have to zoom out some. 44 is a fresh green. Ooh, that one was not in there really awesomely either. So yeah, when you get these, make sure you're pushing them. You know, if you get these markers, make sure you're checking that they're pushed in really good before you open up the ends. And when you open up and into a marker, you're kind of supposed to do it at an angle and not straight out. Because a lot of times if you pull straight out, you get that pressure, and that's what pulls this tip off. But yeah, just make sure you're making, you know, just make sure they're nice and pushed in hard, and then you shouldn't have any problems. I have a habit of just pulling straight off, and sometimes that causes some issues. Did you see how the ink kind of splattered right here when I jerked on it, and the inside came out because it wasn't closed really well? So yeah, be careful with the way you open your markers. And, you know, that doesn't reflect, don't feel like this reflects on this marker, because it really doesn't. I've had that happen with all my brands if you jerk hard on them. So, yeah. That reflects on me and the way I open my marker. Okay, and this is called a fresh green, but, you know, it's a shade of yellow, in my opinion. It may have a green undertone. My throat's itching so badly. I'm so sorry. But the cap color matches. It does indeed match. Okay, we have 46, which is vivid green. Okay, chisel looks good. And you know, the caps are on. See, that one I took off very carefully from the side and it worked great. The caps are on very good, and that's going to make sure that the markers don't dry out as fast. So that's super awesome. But when you have caps that are on tight like that, that's when you have to be a little more careful not to pull directly straight off with a hard pull. Excuse me, I am so sorry. My allergies must be seriously running this morning. Yeah, my sinuses. And there's our Vivid Green. But, you know, if you pull really hard and really quickly, that's when you get that vacuum. And it's, to me, I would rather have the marker lids that are on tight. When I see reviews, this is forest green. When I see reviews where people say the markers lids were super hard to get off, to me that indicates that the marker tops are on well. And I mean, I like that because that lets me know that air's not getting down into these markers and drying them out faster than they should. This is the forest green. Now this lid, this one sounds great. Snap. Okay. This one, the lid doesn't have as hard of a snap, but it does have a snap. You hear that? Listen. So, now it seems to be snapping. Okay, disregard. Sounds great to me now. When I first did it, it didn't sound, when I first opened it myself, I didn't hear the really hard snap. And that's something I definitely look for in my markers. I love to hear that snap. And this is peacock green. Okay. Oh, that's very pretty. And honestly, these don't seem to be spreading. You know, that whole spread. They seem, they're juicy. It's putting out a good bit of ink. Good snaps. It's laying down a good bit of ink. They seem juicy to me. But as a positive, they don't seem to be spreading, you know, that feathering effect that you get a lot. So, to me, that's very positive. Excuse me. My goodness. And I mean, I am not being really careful to make sure I'm staying in the lines either. I'm going right up next to the line. I'm going to write right in the middle again. So, you know, when you get really close up on the lines, a lot of times is when you get that bad, okay, I'm going to have to zoom out a little. That's when you get that bad feathering going right up against the lines that makes them bleed out. But if you see, I'm going right up next to these lines and I'm getting very little bleed out. So I actually like that a lot too. Because when you're working with the markers that are just so juicy that they are feathering, or it's whether it's got something, that's a gorgeous blue, whether it's got something to do with the ink or, you know, whatever causes that spread and feather that you get with some marker brands. It's almost, it's a skill you have to learn. This is Indian blue. To not go right up against the line so you don't get so much of that over the line. So, yeah. Do you guys catch what I'm saying there? I don't even know that I'm making sense to myself right now. I'm just so excited to be holding such affordable markers because people, you know, are always asking me about markers and, you know, because they're expensive and even the budget friendly, they're an investment. So when I saw the price on these, I was like, that is absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. I mean, these right here, this is 18 cents a marker right now. So that's really cool. This is 68 turquoise. So I'm just like super excited. So I'm like all over myself. And this is turquoise blue. I'm going to check the chisel looks good. Okay. And this is more of a very light blue. This is not what my other turquoises in my sets look like, but that's fine. This almost looks like more of the, like the ice blue colors and things like that. That's kind of what this one reminds me of. I mean, what do you guys think? But I mean, at the end of the day, it matches the lid well. So I really am impressed at how well these inks are matching the lid. 69. Prussian blue. Okay, looks good. Looks good. Okay. What do you think? I think it's a little lighter than the lid on that one. The lid looks very, very dark. And I think the ink may be a tad lighter, but I like that a lot because I don't like the super duper duper dark markers. So I'm happy to see that that one was a little lighter. 71 is Cobalt blue. I'm impressed, guys. I am really impressed. Yeah, I am so impressed. Cobalt blue. It matches its lid. That is exciting that it matches the lid. I can't wait to see this one. This says 73 Ultramarine. The cap looks very purple. It's like I can't spell today. See, the cap looks pretty purple. Let's see what the ink looks like. I'm excited. Looks like a nice, pretty color purple, too. Okay, everything's good. Oh, that's so pretty. So, so pretty. Oh, that purple's gorgeous. And look, matte. It's a pretty good match for the lid, too. All right. Isn't that pretty? That's such a pretty purple. I'm sure you guys heard my mother-in-law knock on the door and let me know that breakfast was ready. It made me feel like a child. She got up this morning. I'm not much of a breakfast person at all. And she got up and, she's really hungry when she first wakes up. And she actually wanted to make something a little different than normal. So this is 76 Sky Blue. So she wanted to know if I wanted her to make me some also. I love these. I love when I find a good purple in a set because purple is one of my favorite colors, and it's so hard to find nice purples. At least I've had a difficult time finding nice purples without going and buying like several different sets to get the purples. Okay, so that mocha looks good. And this is 81 Deep Violet. And you see it kind of went blues and then it went purple, blue. So that's good. That's okay. This is Deep Violet. Let's check. Chisel looks good. And the billet looks good. This is a nice purple also. I'm really excited over these markers, guys. You have no idea. You know, and I needed new markers. Like, I needed a hole in my head, but for the price of these, I had to try them so I could let you guys know what I thought about them, because I think this would be a great way for someone to maybe break into the world of alcohol markers, just to give them a try. I just wrote that 81 there. 82 is light violet. And I know most of the time I've been swatching with you guys in my Jade Summer book, but the reason I did not is because I wanted everybody to be able to see. That was supposed to be down here. I wanted everybody to be able to see the colors really well, because with the black on the back of the Jade Summer, sometimes, you know, well, every time when you put the marker down, it looks really dark and then it has to lighten up. So I wanted to make sure I did this directly onto some white paper. So that's why I'm not using the Jade Summer swatch book. I suppose we could pull out a coloring book and color something with these markers too. Maybe not in this video, but we'll see. 84 Pastel Violet. There's some pretty shades of purple here. And these two are similar, but this is definitely lighter, so I like that. This looks like it's going to be a pinky purple. Okay. Then we have Vivid Purple, number 85. Okay. Chisel looks wonderful. Still blowing me away how well these caps are matching. I am not accustomed to that in my alcohol markers. Not at all. This was that Pastel Violet. And this is the Vivid Purple. And this was the Light Violet. So, yeah. Very impressed how well these are matching. Okay, 87 is Azalea Purple. This is my set, apparently. It's got several different purples to choose from. Looks good. Yeah, they're juicy, but they're not like spreading over. I love that. I think I'm going to wish this was a much larger set. There's those together. Okay. 91 is Natural Oak. Okay. Chisel looks great. All right. That's natural oak. And this is 94 brick brown. Okay. Okie dokie. There's brick brown. Then we have chestnut brown. Chisel looks good. Excited, excited, excited. 101 is yellow ochre. Looks good. Okay. And these are our grays. There are a good many grays in here, so some people really love their gray. I'm just going to write it down here, WG05. This is the warm gray 0.05. Okay, it's always really light. But I do like having the 0.05s. But I'm not huge into grays myself. I know a lot of people really, really are. So for me, I would rather have more colors. But it is nice to have those grays. Okay, and then you don't have a WG1, you have a WG2. So you go from from warm gray 0.05 to warm gray 2 is where you go to in this set. Awesome. Okay, and then you go to warm gray 4. I prefer warm grays over cool grays, visually myself. That's just me. I also like blue grays and green grays. Cool grays, they're not visually appealing so much to me, but I know they have their place. And then you go to warm gray 6. There we go. And then your last warm gray is warm gray 8. Chisel looks good. Okay, and then we have our cool grays. And it begins with Cool Gray 1. Okay, let's move back up here. Cool Gray 3. We have our Cool Gray 5. Beautiful. Cool Gray 7. Then you have your Cool Gray 9. Does anybody get the feeling that that's black? But I guess it's the Cool Gray one step before because it's a CG9. And then you do have black. So let's see how the black looks against that Cool Gray. And this is 120 black. Okay. Okay, I can see that there is a difference. Alrighty then, and those are the 45. There we go. Those are the 45 Zongii dual-ended alcohol markers. My opinion, I think they're great. I actually am very impressed with these. You have a couple reds. You definitely have a few oranges. You have some yellows. You only have a couple greens, but, you know, and you have a couple blues. I think maybe there could be more greens, there could be more blues. I would definitely give up some grays for that. Purples look good to me. The browns I can definitely work with. And then you have a great array of grays. So I think at 19 cents or 18 cents. Okay, and I'm going to write this up here so I will know what the price was at the time I bought these. Okay, so at $8.19, you get 45 markers. That works out to 18 cents a piece. And I believe that if you are just wanting to try alcohol markers for the first time and you don't want to put a lot of money, I believe this is perfect for you. It's going to give you enough colors that you can, you know, create some art, and you can get a feel for the markers and see what you think. And then you can put the money in and get a much larger set. So yes, I think that I would definitely go with these markers if you wanted to try markers, or if you see a color here that you're like, oh, those are nice, or, you know, to supplement other markers. Yeah, I mean, I would recommend these for sure. Okay, now we have to look at our 48-piece set. I'm so excited to get to try more. So I will be right back. Well, let me just go ahead and show these to you, and then I'm going to lay them out. So what I'm going to do, just like we did the others. This is the 48-piece set. It comes again in the case. It looks like they are the exact same case. One has 48 pieces. One is written 45. It's sewn together nicely. I believe it will hold up over time. You have the same handle. The zipper seems to work very well. These markers are actually black in color, the barrels. They are not white like the others. This is the 48 piece, and we'll compare them to the 45 piece and see if we're getting any different colors, or, you know, what's going on with that. We know we have 3 extra markers. Let's see what they are, of course. Here is the one thing that really kind of made me go, Let's see. Let's look at vivid green, because there is also a vivid green. This is our Zongii vivid green in the 45-piece set, and this is in the 48-piece set. This will be our new swatch page. There we go. They look identical. They feel identical to me. Of course, one is white, one is black. It still has the gray stripe to show you the bullet nib versus the chisel nib. But are you ready for this, guys? This is the thing here. Okay, you ready? You ready for the big reveal? The 48 piece of Zongii markers are indeed... You see that? It does not say Zongii. They're touch cools. So, I'm not going to freak out about that. We all know that I do not like the touch 5 markers. And the new touch news are eh. So these are the touch cools. Now, here's the thing. These are like identical, except for the print on them. So I can tell you now that I believe I like touch cools better than I like the touch 5s for sure, because I liked these 45 count Zongiis, and I wanted to show them to you first with the actual Zongii written on it, so there would not be any preconceived notions, since we all know how I have felt in the past about any of the touch markers. So on this one, you are separated. You have your fine and you have your broad. Again, the color is not written on the actual barrel. It is written on the end, 46 vivid green. So we're going to swatch these Zongiis, or touch cools, and see what we think. Maybe this is a situation of they should have just stuck with the touch cools because they were onto something. We'll see. So I will be right back after I get these beautiful babies laid out so we can give them a try and see what we think. Be right back, guys. Okay, they're all laid out. Give you guys a look. There we go. Okay, and we're going to see, I've got them in number order. They're numbered the same way as the 45 piece. So we'll be able to easily see what's in the 48 piece that is not in the 45 piece, and vice versa. So if you want to kind of pick and choose which set you might be interested in, you know, that'll give you a little bit of a guide. So let's get started. We start with number 2, which is Old Red, which is also Old Red in the 45 piece. I am going to check again to make sure that all of the chisel nibs look good. Okay, and this one is juicy. And it's not spreading as bad as sun markers I've seen. Maybe a tad more than the others. And I'm sorry I'm having to reach over, you guys, but this is the way I've got them laid out. This is number 3, Rose Red. I expect these colors are going to be pretty on the money with the other set, since I have a suspicion they are the same marker. But we will see. And I think I mentioned on the other video that I suspected these were touch markers. So to find out they were, I kind of giggled, because that means I'm getting to the point that I can look at pictures and get an idea of what they are. And this is Vivid Pink. It's going to be the same as in the 45. So far we're exactly the same. Curious to find out, do we just get 3 extra markers, or are there different colors that are in touch, or that are in the Touch Cool Zongis that are not in the Zongis? Okay, Vivid Pink. This is also 11, Carmine. I will point out if we get to a difference. Okay. Because if we're just adding 3 markers, then, you know, the price changes. Currently, this set, the 48 set, is $13.49 on Amazon, which makes it 28 cents a marker. So you're going up by 10 cents a marker. So the question then would be, is it worth it if there's only 3 extra markers? So you have to kind of look at colors and, you know, are you only getting 3 extra markers? Personally, I bought both sets because I wanted to definitely try them. Do we get a snap? It's tight on there, but I'm not hearing a good snap on this one. But it is tight, so there's not air getting in. Okay, just wanted to check that. I mean, it is tight on there. $14 vermilion. Okay, and then we have 22 French vermilion. And I've decided I am definitely going to color a picture with these markers. I think I will just make it all into one video. So I might have to take a bit of a break. You know, the longer I sit at this table, the more irritated, or desk, I get, my nerves in my back get very irritated. So I may have to take a break, but I want to do a picture with these markers, because that, I believe, is what really puts a marker or a pencil or a pen or anything to the test. Looking at a swatch is great. It shows you the colors. Putting them down in a coloring book and seeing them truly work, I think, is important, because I have swatched things before and thought they were great and decided not so much when I colored with them. And then I have also swatched things and thought, oh, this is horrible, such as those Arteza fine liners the other day, you know, that I kind of gave up on. But then I actually colored with them and thought, oh, these are great. You know, come to find out, the Artezas are, in my opinion, every bit as good as the Staedtlers. And so, all in all, at the end of the day, you can't always rely on just swatches. Keep you guys in frame. 32. So far, we are still exactly the same as the 45 count so far. This is so much fun. I love testing new things. Love it, love it, love it. Did you hear the snap? Love the snaps, love the snaps. That has been my biggest complaint with any of the touch markers, is that I do not feel like the caps are on secure enough and it dries the markers out. These, however, are apparently, even the Zongii marked, the ones that are marked Zongii, are still the Touch Cools. I mean, they're the same brand, but I'm getting the snaps, and that's something I've never experienced. The Touch News are better than the Touch 5s, but these Touch Cools are much better. You hear that? You hear that? That's awesome. Yeah, that's amazing to me. I was not expecting, I'm going to be honest, guys, I was not expecting much when I found these for you. You know, well, Anne saw them first when she was looking at different markers, and then she thought that they may be water-based, and I looked and did some more research, and I was like, nah, I'm pretty sure those are alcohol, but I think it's going to be like the Touches, but I wanted to give it a try, and yeah, you know, yeah, I like this. So I'm glad Anne stumbled across it, and I'm definitely glad I pulled them up and did a little bit more research. Yeah, for sure. I can definitely say this is the absolute most favorite quote-unquote touch marker that I've ever used, and this is not, you know, referring to, like, what are they, the Shin Hand, the really expensive touch, not those. These, what I call knockoff touches. Okay, 41 olive green again. And I don't think, this is going to be just like the other one. I'm going to say, nope, 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 not an olive green. Yeah, so far all the colors are the same. At least the names and everything so far are the same, and it looks like the colors are matching up too. Will we just get 3 extra markers, or will we get some different colors? I haven't looked, so I don't know yet. Going straight down the line, learning as you learn, and okay, here we go. This one's different. We get number, in this set, you get number 44, which is a fresh green. So I'm going to put a star by this so we know that this is not in the 45 set. And for some reason I was thinking, there is a fresh green in the 40. I'm confused. Oh, I put these in numbers wrong. Okay. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Forget this. There is a fresh green in the other set. I thought there was. I did not put 43 in its correct spot, and I went straight to 44. So that's what happened there. So far we're still on track. 43 is our deep olive green, which is also in the other set. Deep olive green. Okay. And in my opinion, I think the caps are matching up very nicely to the color inside these markers. That, to me, is awesome. The snapping, you know, the good closure is great. 45. It's the Canara yellow. So far, no dead on arrivals, which is amazing because both my Touch 5s and my Touch News both came with dead markers, which is making me wonder if Touch Cool was really made by the same company. I mean, it's seriously, this is really making me wonder, because here's my opinion right now. If they're made by the same company, they really messed up when they changed their design, and they should have stuck with what was working and just added more colors. So yeah. Next is 46 Vivid Green. You know, sometimes you just shouldn't mess with a good thing. You know, if you got a good thing going, you don't mess it up. Add to it, you know, make it grow, but don't change it. I like these Touch Cools much, much, much better than I ever liked any of the others that I've tried as far as the touch. 48. Okay, here we do have a change. Here we have 48, which is yellow green. This one is not for sure in the other set. So, okay. So we're adding yellow green. So you definitely get yellow green, which you did not get. And then 50 is forest green. Okay, chisel's good. I'll definitely have links to these down below. I mean, I really, so far, I think I'm going to put my seal of approval on these for sure. Okay, 61 is peacock green. And we're going to play this out, but so far I'm very, very, very impressed with these markers. I don't have any like 45, 50 piece marker sets, so I can't say, you know, how the color ranges necessarily compare to other brands. Some of you may have like this 50 set of a brand, and maybe you could chime in on that. Brilliant blue, 63. Okay. I like to have a large variety when I color. Okay, guys, sorry about that. I had an incoming call. Next, we have 64. Which is Indian blue. Okay. But what I was saying is I like to have a very large variety of colors. I mean, I could work with a smaller set, and I'm about to color with a smaller set here in just a little while. So, I mean, I can do that, but I just, for me, if I can, I like to have as many colors at my disposal as possible. Okay. Okay, in this set, you're going to get 67 pastel blue, which was not in the 45 piece. So far you're getting yellow green and you're getting pastel blue. Everything else is the same up into here. Okay. 68. Turquoise. Blue. That's the same. Chisel looks good. $1.69. Prussian blue. I think this is a tiny bit of a different color than the Prussian blue in the other set. It definitely is. This is a little darker. It matches the cap great, but it is a little darker. Okay, this is Prussian blue here, and this is Prussian blue here. So do you see how there's definitely a little bit of a difference in the colors? Not a lot, but there is a little. So Prussian blue is a little different. Okay, and then 71 is Cobalt blue. And, you know, that always, you know, that goes back to what, you know, several of us color tubers have been saying, that you can't judge by a color name and say, oh, I know what that is, and put it down, because you might be surprised. You can have 5 different brands, 5 different Prussian blues, 5 different shades of what is called Prussian blue. Okay, here comes 73 Ultramarine. I'm beginning to think it's the same set. You just get an extra 3 markers. So at that point, it would kind of just be up to personal preference if you're willing to pay 10 extra cents per marker to get those 3 extra colors. That's kind of what it's starting to look like. We'll see. 76 is sky blue. Okay, and then 81 deep violet. Okay. 82 light violet. Then we have 84 pastel violets. Dokie 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 dokie, moving right along, long. 85 vivid purple. Vivid purple. All right. 87 azalea. purple. We're getting there, everybody. Enjoying the process. Oh gosh, I love seeing colors go down on paper. Love it, love it, love it. 91 Natural Oak. '94 Brick Brown. '98 Chestnuts roasting on an open fire. Chestnut brown. Okay. Yellow Ochre 101. Okay, and here's our third different marker. You get 103 Potato Brown. So Potato Brown is in this set. See if I like it. I really love Potato Brown in my Cali art. Ooh, I like it in this one too. Pretty, pretty. I think Potato Brown's one of my favorite browns. Right, and then we go into our grays. So it looks like they're going to be the same. WG05. Okay, this is the .05. Okay, then WG2. WG4. Okay, let's move up here. WG6. WG8. Chisel looks good. Okay. Then we get a cool gray one. Okay, and cool gray 3. Cool gray 5. Cool gray 7. Cool gray 9. We're almost done. And finally our black, and black is 120. So this set is identical in colors to the 45 piece. You are adding 3 colors, and you are adding your potato brown. Let me show you what you're adding. You're adding your potato brown. You're adding a yellow green, and you're adding pastel blue. Okay, so those are the 3 that you're adding by getting the 48 piece set. This is the full swatch of the 48 piece set. So I don't know if I can get them both in here or not. There. This is the 48 piece set here, and this is the 45 piece set here of the Zongii dual-ended alcohol markers. So what do you guys think? I'm very impressed. So these, the 48 piece, currently is $13.49, which equals 28 cents a marker. Okay, my opinion. Which set to buy? Well, I mean, if you want extra markers, then definitely go with a 48 piece set. I mean, I guess that's a given. Let me see. You're adding a yellow green, which is nice. I do like having a yellow green. You're adding a pastel blue, and I did feel that the 48 piece set was lacking in blues. So you are at least adding one blue, and then you're adding your potato brown to your browns. But overall, if you just wanted to go and say, you know, to try the marker kind of thing, you're new to alcohol markers, then I would probably do the... Sorry about that, guys. Again, I had an incoming call come in. But, you know, if you're just wanting to try it out, I would definitely go with the, probably with the 18 cents each. There's just, in my opinion, not that much of a difference in colors. You're getting the exact same colors with the addition of 3 markers. So, you know, that's really going to be up to you guys. The 48 piece are going to be marked as Touch Cools, if that makes a difference to anyone. The 45s are marked as Zongii, if that makes a difference to anyone. So, you know, that's just completely up to you. So, I think this is a great deal. I would definitely buy these again if I needed the markers, and I think this is perfect, a perfect price point for anyone. If you, here's my opinion, honestly. I don't know what the color difference are in the like 50 piece Cali Arts or anything like that, but I feel these are comparable to the Cali Arts. I mean, honestly, in my opinion, I would say these are more comparable to Cali Arts than they are to Touch 5s or Touch Nudes. So there's my opinion on that. There is links right down below in the description to both the 48 piece set as well as the 45 piece sets. And I'm going to take just a little break. I'm going to take some naproxen and see if I can get this nerve to loosen up just a little bit in my back. And then I am going to come back and we are going to work on this page here in Princesses, our Fairy Tale Princess and Storybook Darlings, Hannah Lynn. We'll put some ink down and we'll see what these babies can do. All right. So just give me a few minutes. I promise you won't even miss me. Be right back, guys. Okay, I'm back. That was a much longer break than I had anticipated, but that's okay. All right, my son had called. As you guys know, he's in Iraq, and he was able to get some phone time. So he called his mom. So that's always fun. Oh, and here's something else I've noticed about these. Are you ready for this? You ready? Look at this. Look, look. They're stackable. Ugh. I really wish these markers came in like 100 count sets, or especially the 168 count set that the Touch News and all of those come in. I would be all about it. Okay. Let us see. I will probably go around these smaller areas here, inside here, with gel pen, so they're real nice and bright. But we'll go ahead and put some color down on her arms. And these have a really good point on them, and I like that because I can really get into tight areas, and that's important to me. And if I go over some of these lines, like I said, I'm going to go over this area, the little decorations and things on her dress. I'll do those with the glitter gel pens just to make them nice and shiny. But I definitely wanted to lay these markers down in a book. Let's zoom in some so you guys can kind of get a better view. Sorry about that. And I'm just going to go ahead and go directly over these little dots and things in here because like I said, I'm going to go over this with a gel pen, so I can darken up these dots and put different colors on them without a problem with a gel pen over the marker. So that's what I'll do with that. Because if I really try to get too... I don't want to be here forever, because it's going to go over the lines a little bit. It's the nature of the beast, you know, when you're dealing with the alcohol marker. Even though these didn't seem to be spreading as much, I mean, they're going to spread some, at least a tiny bit. It's pretty much the nature of the beast. Okay. Pretty, pretty. This book was a gift from a lovely subscriber for Christmas. And I hadn't had the opportunity to color in it yet. And I'd wanted to. And I thought this would be the perfect opportunity. This is coloring very nicely. I do like it. Think. What you think? What you think? What you think? Think. I think it looks cute. I hope I don't have any problems laying the gel pen over, but I wanted to use these markers specifically. I would have probably pulled out my ultra fine Sharpies or something to go around little areas, but I wanted to use these markers for this picture. And I'm trying to color kind of quickly because Gary's actually off work today, but he is getting some errands run. And after that long conversation I just had with Jordan, it was, gosh, over an hour, almost 2 hours long on the phone. I definitely want, I need to get on the ball with this coloring, so hopefully I can get as much done as possible on this picture. At least get a few different colors, laid down. But I wanted to see how this was going to work in a coloring book. Take note, I am going rather quickly with this. Oh, and you guys can't even see what I'm doing. I'm so sorry. Markers are juicy, and I love that. This is definitely what you need. But they're not overly juicy to the point, that it's just as soon as you touch, ink just spreads everywhere. Those I don't like when that happens. I like to feel like I have a little bit of control over the ink. And one way to do that is just kind of like flicking like this when you're coloring. There's all kinds of different little tips and tricks to help with that. Unfortunately, Jordan's having some issues with his biological father. That's where he had spent his R&R during Christmas, out there with his new wife. She's actually staying with his biological father until she moves to North Carolina towards the end of the deployment. He was having some issues with his father, and he kind of wanted to talk to me about those. So I listened. Nothing new under the sun. You know, all the reasons that I basically heard all the reasons that he's an ex. So I didn't really learn anything new. He was just kind of telling me what I already knew. But that's okay. That's not right. No. Let's see. Come on. There we go. Back in a little. So how is your weekend going, guys? I hope it is going well. It's been a quiet Saturday here. You know, just breakfast and taking a look at these markers with you guys. Got to talk to Jordan. And I just kind of had my gel pens in my hand while I was talking to him, and just playing around in my Hello Kitty book with my gel pens while I was on the phone. I don't think there's anything spectacular going on tonight. Gary has to work tomorrow, so we will be going to bed at a decent hour. I was so tired last night. I was definitely ready for bed. Yeah, these go down really good. They're giving really good coverage. I am still just in absolute awe at the quality of these markers when you consider their price. It's absolutely amazing. These are the actual Zongii, so these were 18 cents each. Yours does not. I just didn't expect, you know, much of anything. Not at this price. I was expecting to have markers that were dead on arrival. I mean, I truly was. What I was truly expecting was like the Touch 5 kind of quality coming out. And that's not the case at all. These are very nice. And I like them a lot. I would have to sit and look at what colors are available in like the 50 count of Cali Arts or, you know, any of those. I would have to really sit and look at the colors, but unless there's something, you know, spectacular going on with those extra couple markers, I think I would definitely go with this set over the Cali Arts, even if you weren't new to alcohol markers. If you were going to buy a 50 set of markers, I think I would consider these first, as long as it had the colors in there that you're looking for. It seems like the nibs are good. The nibs seem sturdy. The ink flows well. The markers are juicy. Yeah, I mean, I don't see any reason, you know, if you're going to go with a small set anyway, I don't see any reason in spending the extra money. I think these are wonderful. I may actually get a set of these for my niece, who likes to color a lot. It would definitely be her first alcohol markers. And, yeah, you know, I was kind of concerned. I thought about getting her some at Christmas. Of course, I didn't know about anything this budget-friendly. And, I thought that she might still be a little young and would be a little too rough on the nibs. But these seem very sturdy. I think they would hold up to her. And even if she were a little rough, it's so budget friendly that that would be okay. She's 9. These are just really nice. And I know I keep saying that, but I mean, it's just, it amazes me. I did not expect, I didn't expect this. I didn't expect much at all from these. The barrels are a little on the thick side, but they're about the same size as the Cali Arts, if you're familiar with those. They're larger than like the Touch News or even the Ohuhus, are thinner with their barrel. I like to think that the thicker ones would hold more ink, but I mean, that may not be true. But they still feel decent in my hands. The ink's flowing very well, as you see. There's minimal bleeding outwards. Of course, it's going to bleed through the back. You know, that's what alcohol markers do. But the bleeding is very minimal as far as spreading, that type of bleeding, the feathering effect. I think the colors are vibrant. The ink is just as good as any marker that I own. vibrancy wise. Yeah, it's just as good. And I own several different budget brand markers. The little case is good. I don't know how many of you would leave your markers in that. I do leave my markers that come in sets like that inside of those so I can keep the sets together. So, I mean, those are good. The case is tall enough that the markers fit deep enough inside the case, and they're tight enough inside the case that when you pull your markers out, the case still stays standing. That was the only real complaint that I had with my set of Ohuhus when I first got them, was the case that they were in. As you were starting to, use them and remove the markers, the case wanted to almost collapse a little around them, making it kind of hard to keep them standing so you could see all the markers. This case is holding up very well. It's standing as I'm picking the markers that I want to use. There's no collapsing, which is good. I like that. Of course, if you're not going to store your markers in that case, it doesn't matter at all. The case is just as good a quality as, it seems, as well made as the Ohuhu or the Cali Arts or any of the other markers that come in those little black zippered bags. So the quality's there. I just cannot believe, I am so thrilled how great this has turned out with these markers. Whoever this company is, they need to seriously expand on what they've got going right here in this marker. I don't know how long these markers will be available for us to purchase. I hope they stick around, and I hope that maybe they can expand more colors but keep the same quality. I would like to see the same barrel, the same type of ink, just in different colors. A 100 set would be perfect, but hey, I would work with 80. If they could keep this 18 cents a marker price and make an 100 pack of markers, if I'm telling you right now, if this was if this was, because I like the big packs, so if this were a 100 pack of markers, I would buy this, at the 18 cents price. Oh my goodness, I would buy this over Cali Art every time. Hold on, guys, gotta let Bradley in. Okay. He was scratching at the door, wanting in. I don't know if you guys could hear that or not, but it was only going to get louder. So, I can't really speak to how long these markers are going to, be this juicy. I can say that I'm not seeing, out of any of them, between the swatches or coloring with this marker, it's not, this is a large area that I've colored. It's not giving out. It is staying just as juicy. I'm not getting lines and streaks. So yeah, I mean, if this was available in the same number of colors as other sets at this price point, even at the 28 cents a marker price point, that's what I would go with every single time. Every single time. I'm trying to, what did I just have? Where did I lay that marker? Oh my goodness, where did I lay that marker? Oh, here it is. Okay, I thought I had lost it. So what are you guys thinking? I think any of you that are on the fence about this alcohol marker thing should take the plunge with these. I do. This is the absolute perfect, perfect thing right here for anybody who just wants to dab their feet, because by getting these, not only are you getting to just try an alcohol marker or to try something, the dual-ended markers instead of like the Sharpies. This is a super opportunity to do that. And not only that, the quality is there. So by trying these, you'll know that this is a good quality budget marker, and you will have an idea of what to compare in your mind, what a good quality budget marker should be like. Does that make sense? So it's not like you're just buying bad quality just to test alcohol markers. You're actually getting a good quality marker to test. So that's a big thing to me. Let's do our pumpkin. And I'm not going to do any blending or, anything like that with the markers. I may, to make it, I may go back and do a little bit of pencil over this off camera. But, right now I'm just focusing on putting this down, because even the Hannah Lynn is on like the Create Space paper. It sucks up marker very quickly. So it does make it a little difficult to blend. I'm not saying it's impossible to do it, but it does take some concentration, as it does to blend. Anyway, when I do blending and things like that, it would definitely be hard for me to sit and try to talk and do that at the same time. But you guys have seen me color with a lot of different markers, those of you who have been subscribed to my channel for a while. And so you can see that I'm using these in the exact same manner that I use my other markers. I'm getting almost identical, if not identical, performance out of the marker. Who do I have to write to ask for more colors just like this? Now, I can smell the alcohol marker, but it is like that with any alcohol-based marker. Even your Sharpies smell. They have that smell. So it's not bad, and it's not offensive. But I mean, you do have that slight alcohol smell, so it is there. But like I said, I don't own a single alcohol marker that does not have at least a slight odor. And it's not an extremely strong, but I can get little whiffs of it here and there. I'm going to turn this a little bit. I've been coloring with my gel pens that entire hour and a half or whatever that I was on the phone with Jordan. So my hands are a little crampy from, having the gel pens in them for so long. So I know it's not these markers, because these in my hand remind me so much of my Cali Arts, and my Cali Arts don't bother me. As you can see, I took my nails off. I haven't put a new set on yet. I think it was 6 days that those stayed on that time. And I mean, they were coming loose a little, and I would just put like a little dab of glue back on them. And then I just decided last night to go ahead when one let loose. I was like, yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and take these off. I didn't put any back on yet. But I've really been enjoying those Kiss and Press nails. Okay. Let's do this big moon. Big, big moon. I can use the, well, I'm trying to decide on color. Okay. It is a little easier to pick colors when you're not looking through 100. 48 opposed to the 100. Oh, for goodness sakes, sometimes more than that. Isn't that neat how they stack? I love it. Tempted to switch over to the chisel. Let's try that. See what happens. You know, I'm not good with chisels, so they do work faster, for sure. I just don't feel like I have quite as much control when I'm using the chisel. Excuse me. Oh my goodness. My sinuses are draining and making my throat itch so bad. Actually, this is working out fairly well with the chisel for me. I think that chisel worked better than, it was easier than my time that I have sometimes with my Cali arts. Hold on, I'm sorry guys. I don't know what is going on with me today. I do know that I did not color this in right here though. I missed this little area right here. There. Okay. See, I mean, I think that it's lacking in some colors, but I think that the problem is that it is, you know, a smaller set than I'm used to. Anytime you go, you know, from 100 to say 50 or 48, you're going to lose colors. So of course it's going to seem as though you don't have as much to choose from, and you really don't. But I can't, you know, take stars off or whatever because of that, because it is a smaller set. So I am just in shock that these markers were $8.13. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I missed part of her dress down here too. Missing a lot of stuff today. There we go. Now let's get this right here. I was trying to see. I'm pretty sure that's vine right there. And put some vine right here. Okay, then we've got our little micey down there, but I need to pull my blue back out and get the rest of this dress. There we go. Okay, my mice is gonna be a warm gray 4. Cute little mousey. I missed some more vines. I'm gonna have to go back. It's okay. At first I thought it was another little rat's tail or a mouse tail, and I was like, well, where's that mouse at? And I realized, oh, that's not a little mouse tail. Kind of what happens when you're in a hurry. That's why I try to really take my time when I color and stuff, you know, especially on my own. But I want to get as much of this finished as I can for you guys. Okay, let's do... just throw this around here. I'll just go over these little rocks with just like maybe a brown gel pen or something, just to give them a little bit of a shine. On this picture, I'm just not going to take the time to go around them so tiny. But I think Gary may be home. I could be wrong, but it kind of sounded like his big diesel truck that he drives pulling up. So are you guys having any thoughts on these markers? Anything to, that stands out to you? It's so hard for me to think that I can stack this. Look at this. I'm so used to not being able to stack my markers that I find myself, I'm sitting here holding it in my hand. I'm like, why am I holding it in my hand? I can stack these. They work really well. Okay. They are a little squeaky, I will say. But they're juicy. A lot of times when I hear that squeakiness, I think, oh, bad ink, but are going dry. But these are not. These are not going dry. They are very, very juicy. Okay, let's hop back up here. I'm going to make her hair pink brown. And I'm going to go ahead and use that salmon pink on her skin since that is what came with the set. Because my whole idea here is, can you buy these and use them as a set? So, but I would probably choose a different skin tone if I had, a set. If I had, a set in addition of skin tones. And I have a video on the Cali Art skin tones. If you guys want to see those, that's a decent set. I really like the colors in the chameleon skin tones. Those are the 2 skin tone marker sets that I have myself that I use. And this is the brick brown that I'm using for her hair right now. Gives it kind of a brownish auburn look. This is going to turn out to be a very long video, and I am sorry. Some of you really enjoy the longer videos, though, so that'll be nice for you. But I really wanted to color something, with these markers. And right now, I'm only using the 75 count set. 75 count, oh my goodness, 45 count. Because, we established that you just get the 3 extra colors. So I figured I would just use this set so you guys could get a good idea of, that I only used that smaller set. So it's, 18-cent markers. I'll probably just go over with some like gel pen or something for her eyeshadow, so it'll be nice and glittery. There we go with her salmon pink skin. Okay. Does she want vivid pink lips or rose red lips? Oh. This is the rose red. Oh, very, very, very pretty. Pretty, 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 pretty. Okay. Look on this fence here. Kind of let it have like a gold look. This is actually that quote-unquote olive green, but I thought it looked a little gold, so I'm gonna use it. So when you go slower, they're not as squeaky. I had to really slow it down to do this right here. And a lot of the squeakiness just kind of went away. Okay, I think that's all the fence. And should her wand also be gold? Maybe. And then maybe the little symbols down here I will do just with maybe glitter, maybe a glitter gel pen or something. I'll go ahead and go over it with this, and then I can always lay some gel pen over that. Kind of dot the stars a little. Look at this. Okay. And then, what can we do now? I mean, I know this should be a nighttime scene, so I don't know that I want to do, a whole background. I'm going to do some clouds, like warm gray 0.05, just on the cloud. I loathe doing full backgrounds with marker. Oh my goodness. I mean, I can try, but it can be very time consuming. I like to use like pencil background or pastels. Those are pretty nice too. I'm pretty sure if I go over this with black, I'm going to have to go back over all these little stars with a gold, like my gold metallic gel pen, because I'm so afraid I'll go straight over those stars trying to do a full background. I'm sorry I'm so quiet, guys. Just focusing in on the coloring, and I'm still baffled at how impressed I am with these markers. And what you're seeing come through those clouds is back here from my blotter page. That shouldn't be there when that dries. You're just seeing through. It's not bleeding back through, but yeah, see. Okay. 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 Oh, sorry, stretching my back. It is cramping up. Okay. Let rose red go. Not old red. Where'd the rose red go? I just used you. There it is. Wow. Okay. Yeah. I really think I want to do a lot of this with gel pen. I think I just want to stop, at least with the dress part, and do the rest with the gel pen, because it is pretty tiny. And that's probably what I would do with any other marker that I was using also. So do we want to go in and put a dark background? Part of me really questions if I want to do this. You know, I hate streaky backgrounds, and I know to do this I'm going to have to bust out my chisel. Okay, but you know, we're giving these markers a full workout here. Bradley's kind of whining now, wanting out of my room, which makes me really think Gary is home. And I hear a saw out back. He may be out there working on something. But I do have a feeling he's here. So I'm kind of running out of filming time. We're going to get as much of this done as we can. And then the picture, I'll make sure it's in the finished pictures for the month. That's part of the pumpkin right there that I missed. And that's part of the, it's a vine that I missed. And that's part of the fence that I missed. See how things just kind of come clear to you? And my dingling self just went over the part of the fence that I missed. With the gray. Okay. When I get on super small areas or super big areas, I automatically want to just kind of shut down and focus in. Yeah, I would not be able to do this fast if this were not a juicy marker. So, okay, do I even want to try to tackle this, or do I want to go to the chisel from the very beginning and just hope for the best? Because I am not a chisel girl. Not a chisel girl. I am a marker girl. That's for sure. But, I mean, I admit, you can color much larger areas faster when you use your chisel. I mean, I will definitely say that. I've just not gotten to the point that I can control it extremely well yet. You know, I'm pretty sure I'm going to start coloring over all of these little yellow stars and things, which means I'm going to have to go back with a gel pen or something and hope for the best. Sometimes I wonder if my face is, or my head's getting up into the camera. I wouldn't know because I don't watch my videos. Every time I go to read comments and things, you know, my videos want to automatically play when I go in to read your comments. And it literally makes me cringe when I hear my voice. And I'm like, oh my goodness, is that what I sound like? You know, I start trying to hit the pause button. And it's funny because as soon as I pull up the video, I will immediately start trying to hit a pause button so the video doesn't even start to play. Sometimes I succeed and sometimes I don't. Alright guys, I'm just going to have to move this around because I'm trying to work with this here chisel and I am not used to it, so I am sorry for turning her upside down. You know, I practice sometimes trying to use my chisel tip when I'm just coloring on my own, but to pull it out and use it on camera, ugh. That was not a failure completely on that. I can, that's probably going to leave a mark right there. I think I waited too long to come back. Yeah, if that does not leave a mark, that will be amazing. You know, like a line. I'm going to end up with a line over here too. Just trying to get into this. Okay, so here's proof positive. You know, if I can work this daggum chisel right here, then they're good chisels, because normally I can't work a chisel at all. It's kind of crazy when you see me try to use my chisel tip. Yeah, I think I'm going to end up with a line here too, but yeah. Oh well. It's awkward. Oh, I get so tired. This is another reason I don't like doing backgrounds. They wear me out. I'm pretty sure I'm ending up with some pretty streaky lines in this background. But just, you know, from where it's dried and stuff along the way. Oh well. I'm going to have to go back over these stars with just maybe my metallic gel pen. If I was using my bullet nib, I could probably get around these very easy. If I could just turn my daggum chisel like you're supposed to, I could probably do that also, but oh my goodness, just the coloring part here has been an hour. This is going to be probably over a 2-hour video. Hope that's not a problem with my editing software. I think this might be one of the longest videos I've ever done in one part. But these markers, I love them. I absolutely love them. And I wanted you guys to experience them, not only being swatched, but to see a picture actually get colored with them also. Whew, okay, that was exhausting. Oh, if my hand wasn't cramping, it is now. It's just a lot of focus, focus, focus. I went over what I shouldn't have on this because I needed to come back and put the green right there, and I went over it. Boomy. Okay. There she is for now. I mean, this is where we are. I'm going to come in and I'm going to use some gel pen on her, on the rest of her dress. I may lay some pencils down just for a tiny bit of shading, but all in all, there she is. This is the Zongii dual-ended alcohol markers. I think they're great, people. I do. I like them. I like them a lot. I would love to see a big, big, big set of these. These are what is advertised as the Gonchis and the 48s. They're the Touch Cools, but I'm telling you, I love these so much better than any other touch marker, and they are the same. Even though the one has Gonchis, they're made the same way. The barrel's just a different color. I highly recommend these, guys. Again, the 45 piece is currently $8.19 on Amazon, making them 18 cents a piece. The 48 piece set is $13.49 on Amazon, making them 28 cents a piece. There are links right down below to both the 45 piece and the 48 piece set. I highly recommend these markers. I think they would be great for beginners, and if you just wanted a smaller set of markers, I think they're great. You know, they're going to bleed like regular alcohol markers, but they are juicy. And you can tell by looking at the back just how juicy these markers are. All right, guys, that's it for today. I will finish her up and I'll add her to the completed pictures for the month. If you're new to my channel, I hope that you'll consider subscribing. It would be so wonderful to have you here. And until next time, guys, peace, love, and happy coloring. Bye, guys.